A lot will come down to the mid-game team fights here because I think both teams want to take 5-on-5s. And you'd love to have a lead going into those, but I do not think either team's going to be afraid of, taking those fights around the towers. If one team gets an Aegis and pushes into them, I would absolutely see the other responding and trying to defend there. It most likely be the Alchemist trying to up that tempo, getting Aegises pushing into Spirit and maybe Spirit reacting a bit. However, if the Sand King and the Pango have a good laning phase here, could absolutely dominate the map, as Milan pointed out, and just steamroll with the chain stunning, the chain killing, get these supports active.
Yeah, I think Falcons lineup is scarier to me in part because we did see an Earth Spirit go late in this tournament, and
yes,
it never really seemed to fall off.
No, this hero's still a late-game beast with the 5 or 6 slots. He just becomes so tanky. You got to remember, this hero still has his 4.0 strength gain. That adds up when you get into those levels 25 to 30.
Sure.
And he always has that Ags potential, too. You always can get an Ags on this hero, just roll in, stone kick somebody. Spirit don't have great ways of dealing with that if it really comes to that in the ultra late. And, of course, you have an Alchemist lineup, so you can start pooling the Ag Scepters around here. Throw one onto the Earth Spirit, throw one on the Bristle, refund him, throw one on the Muerta. You always forget about that parting shot, but it's pretty debilitating for cores in the late game. And hey, if we're going to have another game where you build up a 70k net worth lead, you better be pulling some Aghanim Scepters, I'll tell you that much.
That's true. If anything, it just means that Falcons will get to that 70k net worth faster than they did last time because they have an Alchemist.
So everybody will be rejoicing. A faster game here.
Mid matchup, Laurel's Sand King versus Malreen's Earth Spirit. How does this matchup go? We've seen it a few times now, but I actually don't know the outcome.
I've seen players win this from both sides.
Okay.
We saw Lornoff do some work with it from the Earth Spirit side, and I think the faster you get that Treads Blade Mail online, then the worse the matchup becomes for the Sand King early on. Then Sand King can kind of strike back with Phase Boots, Blink Dagger, Bloodstone, whatever he wants to go, and maybe make plays of his own that aren't into this Blade Mail Earth Spirit. But overall, that Earth Spirit he's a tanky beast with a lot of HP to reflect damage into you, and it ends up just kind of being a nice damage sink in the fights. I think Earth Spirit's generally happy with this matchup. He's one of the mids who doesn't mind playing into the Sand King's damage, and the lane ends up being mostly a wash. I would still favor Sand King, I think, if you can really play it to its top level. It's nothing to write home about.
Ryu is getting some work done in that top lane, man. The Pugna does have a great attack animation. He's got that superior range, so he's taking full advantage of it. He's just non-stop attacks into the Phoenix and the Alchemist.
And that's what you want to see. Put this Pugna to use early and often. And he's definitely getting some damage out here. Exactly what you want. This is a lane that can go Spirit's way. With the shield crash, landing some blasts. Especially if you can control that big camp. That would be the ideal. It's so hard in these pro games to get those big camp pulls off.
Yeah, seriously. You have to get that sentry out of the way, and then once you get the sentry out of the way, you got to make sure that they don't end up body blocking it.
Yep. And most of these safe lanes are very good at pushing the wave out if they really have to contest.
Man, look how low Skeeter is already, and there seems to be so many resources still left on the Spirit side of things. They get the Lotus on top of that as well in 30 seconds. They're going to be sitting real pretty.
These side lanes should be fairly strong for Spirit over the long run. You're getting stick charges down bottom. Your Pango's pretty much free farming top. Laurel should trade out that mid matchup. I kind of expect this laning phase to go a bit better for Spirit than that game one where the Puck was in a bad matchup for sure. The Primal was in a rough lane. This should be a lot more even across the board as Miposhka fighting. I don't know if there's a fight you're going to win.
Are you willing to take this many quills to the face to throw Amar back and take that Lotus from him? Seems like he has second-guessed his original decision.
One difference for the safe lane on Spirit is it's not nearly as aggressive as that Shadow Fiend. You're just farming Morph and side-kicking him later. I think Miposhka's going to have a way slower game here on the Marcy. See if that comes back to bite him a little bit in that mid-game. Is, again, still a hero that can be hard to make moves on. Even simple things like these gate rotations, you really have to execute them well. Lotus on top of Moloch, looking to get aggressive.
We knew they were going to be rushing the vessel on Moloch. He is already queued up here and not waiting for arcane boots or nothing.
And Rue is king of that lane, I'll tell you that much.
Seriously.
Laying into the hero damage.
Meanwhile, it does seem like Amar is functioning pretty damn well in the bristleback lane. No real surprise there. The advantage of the Morphling is that you could survive in the lane, not necessarily that you can beat the bristleback in it.
Nice last hit into deny. Another salve forced out of Skeeter. Definitely getting their regen value up here. And Water taken away from Maureen. So that's a nice little victory as well. Net worth, though, looking good for Falcons across the board. Some of that's the extra goal from the Alchemist. Is their MO. And I believe we already saw Crit stacking up that triangle for the Bristle later on. So he's already looking to set the plate for ATF to clean up.
Ooh, Satanic gets dead shotted back into Amar. The damage is really building up now, but he has so many wand charges that as long as he survives here, he's going to be okay. Instead, it's Spirit who find the kill on the other side of things. Malik got the kill without Rue here.
1v2.
Rue comes down to the bottom lane to find a kill, and Malik wins the 1v2. What a great setup for Team Spirit in these side lanes now.
Yeah, super happy with that. Across the board, so much solo XP for this Pangolier, by the way. His urn's already done. He still has that Lotus. Finding a lot. And he will not get greedy with the shield crash, so.
He gets away from the unstable concoction, blows up in Skeeter's face, and he took double melee creeps and the last hit on the big creep.
I don't even think Falcons were planning to kill the Morph there. I think they just wanted to get the wand charges out of him while it was inefficient.
Right, when he's maxed out on string.
Yeah, because that's a big blow in itself. So they didn't even really get that. Spirit holding on in this early game. Less than a 1K lead for Falcons with an Alchemist. So far, solid start. You would like to rotate back this Pango, though, with the early Urn and, you know, get an extra Phoenix kill here if you can. Then you guarantee the Rolling Thunder comes out at a good time. Maybe you get that out kill. And you start to snowball, gain that momentum. Wouldn't mind Mapochka going up here if the lane is super deep in like this. Could just leap on this Alchemist from the tower TP.
Stacks and trying to help out for the Power Rune. Laurel guesses correctly. It's an amp damage into the bottle. It goes.
It's a nice little rune pickup right there. Now you have to think about your aggressive diving if you're Falcons on that Bristle lane in particular. Snaking did get this stack, though, so there should be some extra experience going his way. And I do see these Wisdom Runes getting split as the stacks are awaiting the Bristle on top of it. Falcons are still going to get a lot for their 3 cores in this early game.
Certainly.
Kind of the downside of these Marcy lineups, too. You just can't make aggressive moves.
Ruin some trouble. No Decrepify leveled up. No way to dodge the damage on the unstable concoction. Even the kick forward helps the Alchemist get the hit onto the Pango to stop that healing cell.
Well, it's a big TP from Laurel. Gets scouted out from that cliff forward, though.
Amar making a run for the hills. Laurel, it's a level 1 Burrow Strike. He's just not going to catch up. He's faster, but it's still such a long ways to go. 7-minute Wisdom Rune. They got it on both sides. Maureen managed to steal it. Now can he get kills for it as well? It's like Mapochka is going to die as the stacks of Magnetized surely would finish him off. And he'll do a lot here. Tried to get it, but Malik draws the aggro onto himself.
Super important.
Got the last hit.
Cannot give up both Wisdom Runes and let Maureen survive there.
Yeah.
But heads up play from that Earth Spirit. He got some work done, some space created, and nothing really lost on the flip side.
Sad for the supports on Team Spirit, but it is a boost to the Pango. He got his level 6 because he wouldn't have gotten that experience anyway from the Wisdom Rune. And instead, he gets a kill.
We're definitely seeing that disparity a little bit. Man, how much would you love to get this Sand King into the Falcons triangle at some point?
Oh, yeah.
We just don't see stacks dealing that much anymore because teams are really good at defending these areas and reacting. That would be the dream.
Regen, where they passed over a couple bottle hits there to Amar, thanking him for his service.
So this is the part in the game where I think Spirit could look for some aggressive potential between the Pango and the Sand King. Their supports are just really low level, and it kind of makes it scary to go for dives or anything like that. The safer route is just farm up your Blink, get your Vessel on your Pango, and then make some smoke move and combine these 2 cores.
Sure.
That's a lot of time for the Alchemist to hit the jungle, though. Well, got him with that one.
Mar tips Satanic as he outplayed him for the neutral creep. It's the little things.
He might tip him again if this gank connects. No silence available. They won't need it, though, if they can
but
just
he's already
run
used his
out.
wave for him. This is a great opportunity. Amar's already setting it up. Got the calling on him. Silence, dead shot. No opportunity to start morphing into strength. Well executed gank by Falcons.
Perfect position from crit. Silence is going to be something that Satanic has to think about the whole game. Miserable spell to play into for the Morphling, and that'll secure a lot of tower damage. They even brought the Alchemist down here as he continues to farm up the jungle. No rebuttal. No Spirit outside of some tower damage of their own from the Pugna. What's that Vessel looking like for Malik? He's flying out the Vid Booster. He should be fairly close.
Tried to hit him again. This time, the Ghost wasn't dead centered on Satanic. So that gets ruined a little bit. It is going to be a tower advantage for Team Spirit as a result.
Yeah, they are really hounding Satanic down here, and his net worth is suffering. He knows it. He's laughing it off. Pressure's going into the Morphling.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What you don't want to allow happen in this game is the Morphling's getting harassed and the Alchemist is unseen.
Sure.
You're going to feel bad in about 10 minutes as Spirit if you let that go on.
And that's a problem right now, but they look to solve that problem pretty soon. The Blink Dagger's almost done for the Sand King, and then they could start going on a hunt.
This 10-20 minute window should be yours in terms of early spell power on the side of Spirit. Not by a huge margin.
Oh, missed initiation there from Maposhka. Still gets the grab on Malrine. Magnetize going to be activated, got to the other side of the cliff. Now, Malik can still do a little bit of damage, but ultimately it's the first Rolling Thunder that's wasted for Team Spirit.
Just not finding those connections. To me, it's going to take the Pain to go and the Sand King together.
Ryu in big trouble to Crepify, and he already used his roll on Malrine. It's not back up in time. Okay, nicely done by Ryu. Draws a little attention to himself and doesn't die.
Not too bad. Creates some space, gives some information. That blink is up on the Sand, so gotta expect some kind of smoke coming out from Spirit soon in the next few minutes here.
3-3, an even matchup. Be sure to follow the channel as well, as we're going to have a full tournament going on here in Belgrade, and we have sold out tickets, so there's going to be pretty hype. Laurel setting up Blink Dagger, Burrow Strike, Epicenter, Chainsaw. No, the kick away from Malrine stops the stun from Maposhka, but pulls him back into Life Drain all the same. Team Spirit get the pick off they're looking for. The Blink Dagger reveal is a success.
Got Vessel charges too. Two sitting on that Vessel completed for Malik.
Skeeter stuns himself.
Spirit want to fight here. They have the early item timings on the two cores. They want to take the fight to Falcons, take away the space.
And he jumped into it. The two-man thanks to the ward in behind. Crit. He's in trouble here. Pops his ultimate, managed to dispel off that urn. But Laurel, he got hit by the calling too many times. He doesn't chase.
Man, the dispel on that Muerta ulti. Got rid of the Vessel charge and absolutely saves Crit.
Very clutch. At the same time, it's a win-win for Team Spirit. Maybe they don't get the kill, but they drew a lot of attention. That leaves Satanic to take a tower by himself.
There you go, the value of Morphling.
Yeah.
And they're going to start sieging this tier 1 as well. I like this pace from Spirit. This is what you want with this kind of lineup. Take the fight to Falcons, and they're going to get 3 tier 1s down by the 12.5 minute mark. Power of the Pugna, too. Zero saves, but he also attack. And he protect.
He'd do it all. Blade Mail done for the Earth Spirits, and the first piece of the Radiance, the Talisman of Evasion, picked up by the Alchemist. So the clock is ticking. The Alchemist hasn't been shut down just yet. No early death from the Blink Dagger yet. They are getting a lot to Team Spirit's own coffers.
I don't think you were ever really going to shut the Alch down in this game. You just had to trade it out with the Morphling and be content with the Morphling scaling versus Alch as the game goes on.
Yeah.
You want your Pango and Sand King to be strong because you do not want to give Falcons free Roshans in this game or just let the Bristle Alch get out of control in terms of the team fighting. So that's the part that still has to be maintained here from Spirit. They need to keep finding some openings on the map. Ideally put this Vessel to use. This is not an item you buy to hit neutrals with.
Certainly not. It's going to be a while. That Vessel is going to be effective for a long time against the Alchemist. He's going Blink Dagger next. No early BKB.
Okay, I like this smoke idea. The Ags will arrive for the Bristle. That's a little unfortunate timing-wise, but you're going straight for that 14-minute Wisdom Rune. So you're almost guaranteed to find somebody here if you're Spirit, and they are bringing the full house to drop on somebody.
Oh, they're going to be fighting into an Ags bristleback. Malreen's going to roll into this one, Laurel. He's trying to get some vision right now. Immediately jumps onto the Muerta. But a roll in from Malreen catches Rue. Nice silence to follow it up. Both those heroes are already dead. Satanic, meanwhile, tries to grab the Wisdom Rune. It doesn't work, and now he's in danger. Rolled on by Malreen. Armar right in the middle of this one with a Supernova as well. The Rolling Thunder just cannot seem to protect anybody. They do manage to kill the egg, but a commitment from all of these heroes means Team Spirit are going to get wiped due to killing a Phoenix.
Falcons just too ready for this move. Absolutely read it, and they just set up perfectly. And the biggest factor there is Rue. He just gets to do nothing. 0 damage done. 0 spells cast from this Pugna as he overextends on that first hero. They took the bait, and Malreen gets a perfect roll in double silence, and they just nuked down the Sand King and the Pugna together. That was beautifully set up from Falcons.
Yeah, even the little things like Crit being the first one to be gone on, right? It makes sure that, 1, Malreen can get his jump, and 2, he's got, again, his ultimate that he can use. He's got the calling. He's got the Phoenix Supernova. I mean, the Supernova by itself probably at the right distance wins that Wisdom Rune fight for you.
I feel there's a route where Spirit kind of let Falcons go in here and then jump on them with the Epicenter. This Burrow is, maybe if he's alone, that's great. But instead, it just kind of it ends up sacrificing your backline positioning, and Falcons just get a great fight out of it. And then all 3 cores straight onto the Morphling. Satanic is not strong enough to survive that. At least you get a little bit of a trade-off here. But 5-man wipe for that Smoke Ink that was supposed to be your fight to take with the early Vessel and the Sand King capability did not pay off at all.
Just like that, while the lanes went pretty okay for Team Spirit, and they made some good moves after the laning phase to take towers, Falcons will take away that advantage, start building up a net worth lead, and that's without a single tower to their own name. They start taking towers on top of this. Could get real bad. Malik doesn't have a Rolling Thunder, but he does have a gate to get through. He doesn't make it.
That was close.
It was a close call. He had just a half a second left on that channel, but doesn't work.
Tower Siege coming in from Falcons as they're looking for more on the map, and that Arcane Rune should guarantee Mapochka's doom here. A little juked for the road.
Yeah, just buy a little bit more time. But the Radiance can't dodge that damage.
+4 bonus gold. Skeeter very happy about that. Maybe you just have to wait for your next set of items here if you're Spirit to take another 5-on-5. You might need that Bloodstone Sand King. Or Satanic willing to join the fight and have bigger impact. With, Manta will help him go in there, Dispel a Silence.
Yeah.
Deal with the egg. On the flip side, Falcons really trying to get this BKB as fast for the Alchemist. So Skeeter, he does not wait for items on this hero. He just goes.
They have vision on Laurel. Hebro strikes away just in time. Rue making a run for it on the other side of things. He does have Decrepified TP. But Malreen is in the neighborhood. Or at least Rue thinks it is. Or the dead shot. So it's hard to get on out of there. Forstaff actually bought out as he dies, at least. Big roll-in from Malreen. What a hit. Guarantees Mapochka's death and chases the Sand King away at the same time.
Falcons getting a lot on the map right now, starting to take this game over. Malreen just manning up and doing stuff solo. Just creating a lot of space for this Alchemist. They just can't get through this Earth Spirit on the front line right now in these fights. Blade Mail, Treads, Ogre Club, 2,000 HP. Who wants to deal that damage? Pretty much nobody on the side of Spirit. You don't have early BKBs. You have Vlad's for the Morphling, so he can do a little bit here. But right now, these 3 cores are all threats. How early do you want to do Roche in this game if you're Falcons too? You had a Bristle Alk.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, it might be right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, ATF wants to do it.
He's going to start it anyway, with or without his allies. Do you think Team Spirit knows that this is going on?
Yeah, I think
is this another conscious decision to give up Roche in exchange for
they
a
have
farm?
a feeling. They probably have a read this is going on right now. It's just how do you contest this? You look at the vision right now from Falcons. 3 wards defending this corner of the map.
It's definitely very obvious as they have pushed into tier 2s on the other side of the map. So there's definitely like Falcons are not showing in premium territories. They have to be doing something big. Like Roche, Amar will be the recipient of the extra life here.
Just straight into the Bloodstone. No BKB necessary this game. I would agree with that assessment. 5 vessel charges on this Pango. You're going to miss your window to start using them before the dispels are out on these big cores.
Got the Decrepify off. Delays the damage, but he is still stuck.
He's trying to make some space this game. It's just feeding away a lot of extra kills. We'll buy time for the Bloodstone to finish on the Sand King, so that's your next set of fighting items here on the side of Spirit. And it'll come out pretty much in line with the Manta done for the Morphling, and maybe you get your pipe on this Pangolier. But the BKBs are coming for Falcons. And you have to imagine these BKBs are strong. Yeah, you have Pipe Pango, but BKB out, BKB Earth Spirit feel untouchable in this game.
Pipe does nothing to stop the Bristleback's damage, but I feel like BKB stops all the damage early on from Spirit.
Yeah, I would agree. It's going to give Falcons a lot of confidence to continue taking these fights. Push aggressively. Maybe threaten Triangle, Tormentor at the 20-minute mark. That 21-minute Wisdom Rune. If I'm Falcons, I'm just going into that top part of the map. I'm looking for all those objectives and taking them away from Spirit, debilitating them even more.
And here comes that move to take your Tormentor away.
Have to fight this with your Spirit. Like, you're not going to get a better fight than this.
Look at this positioning from Malik, though. He is going to have potentially a very good jump into this team fight. If they actually go for the Tormentor.
I mean, who do you jump? Aegis Bristleback?
Pops out now. He doesn't want to share in the damage, I guess. I really thought he was just going to beat the Tormentor and then roll out. Catch Falcons by surprise, but Team Spirit want to play a slower game here. Amar is stacking up a lot here. Decrepify once again saves him from the damage of the Unstable Concoction, but once again, Maureen follows up the Skeeter initiation, and they'll get the kill anyway. Eventually, they'll get it.
Rue just can't position going into these fights. If the front line from Spirit can't stand against the Bristle, it collapses very quickly, and then Earth Spirit just finds the Pugna, and it's easy pickings. No easy way to take that fight. Maybe you could have smoked flank Falcons there and jumped them from the back or something with the Bristle running in. But outside of that, it looked difficult.
How many times are we going to see Falcons take the first Tormentor and the third Wisdom Rune away from the enemy team with a play like this? They just seem to always get enough of an advantage at this point in the game that the enemy team cannot fight them back. And they still get their own Wisdom Rune. And are going to try and catch Malik for it, though. Can he get off the Rolling Thunder? Dead shot towards the end. No opportunity to get that Rolling Thunder animation going. Mars a little low in the top lane, but of course he has the Aegis.
Falcons continuing to win all these little trade-offs on the map. Perfect. Maybe you can rely on a little better scaling this game if you're Spirit. It's a very similar MO to that game 1. Falcons taking charge, getting the early Aegises, taking over the map control, winning those Tormentor and the random objective trades. And Spirit just relying on a Satanic hard carry to punch back at some point. 0-2 and 0 start for the Morphling, though. Not really been able to find much action.
No. And he still needs both BKB and Silver Edge to start feeling okay about these team fights. A long ways to go. But Team Spirit, as you said, seems to be part of the game plan for them to try and stall out games against Falcons so that Satanic can get into a point to carry the game.
I mean, I don't know if it was the game plan. I feel like this draft was geared to take over that early mid-game a little bit more. I just don't think Falcons are the team you want to have a game plan of we're going to outscale them.
Sure.
It's pretty hard to outscale this team. They're the Tri-Core Kings. Like, what?
Yeah.
We saw what they did last.
Plan B, then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, plan B is always, hey, we'll outscale them, guys. You know? Yeah. That's every team's plan B. I guess BKB Morphling is your turnaround point. Aegis will have expired by then. The Morphling can very confidently join the fights, trying to have impact, either bring down an egg. deal the damage to kill one of these core targets. A jump in from Skeeter doesn't land.
Nice move from Maureen. Not that Skeeter needed the help, but kicks him out of there. Rue has been... Oh, almost got him just the AoE stun of the self-explosion. But Rue has been chipping away at both these tier 2s, both in mid and bottom lane. Has yet to actually get the bounty on the tower. But a few more of these type of pushes, and all that effort will be rewarded.
And they got to their BKB on the Morphling. I don't think he's going to go down before that. He was one or two camps off here. So you can look for another aggressive fight before the next Roshan spawns.
That's probably true. It's probably true. Falcons are highly unlikely to hit a point where they just end the game, particularly since Spirit seems to be pretty good at not giving them the opportunity to do so either.
I will say Alchemist is one of the heroes they have ended games on earlier.
Okay.
Skeeter's not afraid to go high ground early with this hero or give an Aegis to someone else and then go high ground with the combination of he's unkillable plus another core has Aegis. So I would not rely on you having a lot of time or infinite time. That's how I put it.
Skeeter's telling his team, hey guys, I need somebody else. One other person, just one.
Phoenix Shard, that's a nice pickup here.
Oh yeah, big.
Split push continues from Spirit.
They better hope they always have enough vessel charges, man. Phoenix heal, Chemical Rage.
Yes, there's a lot of healing.
There's a lot of healing that's going to be going on.
Okay, smoke. So that Morphling BKB with the Aegis expiring is a green light here. Spirit to try and get something going in this game. Only down 10k. To get a couple of core kills here, you're right back in it.
Why is it always that these teams end up running into a Mars Bristleback?
Because it's in the right place on the map. They don't want any piece of him. If he's completely alone, sure. You just don't know that. You don't know where a lot of these heroes are right now because your vision on the map was very rough. And that mid lane is very deep in. So Falcons, their read right now is probably Spirit are making a move.
Yeah.
And they're just grouped around mid lane. They're not giving any openings.
There's also not that many heroes you want to run into if you're Spirit. Bristleback is hard to kill. You've got a BKB on the Alchemist, so there's not enough control, I think, on Spirit to ever... Unless you get just the dream Rolling Thunder chain stuns.
You have to blink Burrow Strike and follow up with the Marcy Rebound in time before a BKB comes out, which is highly unlikely. Instant roll-in would work if you have Blink on the Pangolier. That's not the build that Malik went for here.
Yeah.
He's thinking about that Blink, which would... I think that's correct, because I think you do want that chain stun threat or potential. It won't take too long for Satanic to wait for him in on a stun target and bring him down. And you want that option available to you as this game goes on.
Especially like these supports, right? Both supports have a defensive ultimate that allows them to survive a bit longer. It would be pretty annoying if you found the opportunity to jump a Phoenix or jump a Muerta and you didn't have quite enough initiation or stun time. Hey, finally Rue got one of those tier 2s. It's the bottom lane.
See, all those deaths, they added up.
They did indeed. Wait a
Skeeter?
minute.
Where's my camp?
Where's my camp? Where'd it go?
Here's another self-stun to add to the total.
Yeah,
these supports making some space on the side lanes. Can't argue with that.
No, they're buying time for Satanic, no doubt. We are actually getting to that point very, very soon where we have BKB and Silver Edge. I feel like that is your mid-game window where you have an answer to the Bristleback. You can defend yourself against the Earth Spirit, some of the magic damage coming out from the supports.
You're going to have the BKB on the Sand King as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a lot of item timing Spirit have hit that just haven't yielded much, though. They're having issues getting initiations, getting the lanes out to make a good move. Amar just keeps running into them, forcing the issues, scouting. And this is another Roche that's going to go uncontested here.
Yeah,
Can you afford to give it up?
He got the Silver Edge, or is getting the Silver Edge, but the BKB is already up for the Bristleback. So...
Well, they see crit on this ward, so maybe they can get a quick support pick off in exchange.
Okay.
I say quick.
Quick. Not so quick right now, but they're still going to get him. The question is that Roshan, do they want to take the 5 versus 4? Falcons are afraid of that situation. They get the Aegis and get out.
Yeah, why take the 4-on-5 if you're Falcons? I guess is the way to think about it.
Sure.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh, another Wisdom Rune steal?
Okay.
Don't mind if I mean, they've gotten every Wisdom Rune in this game but one, right? I think only that 14-minute one. Yeah, one Wisdom Rune. 10,000 versus 1,000 XP differential. That is brutal. And they even won the gold off the bounty runes because they have out, even though they got less. So.
Right.
Tough experience difference here.
Arcane Rune for Laurel. Can all of these things mount up to a point? The team spirit takes a fight aggressively. It just feels like the answer is no, because there's an Aegis on the side of Falcons. And by the time the Aegis is down, maybe you've missed some of your window of those things you were looking at. Ooh, pretty easy kill on Maposhka. Laurel couldn't save him.
He ended up completing the BKB on the Marcy, so Maposhka does have some viability in the fight. This Bristle matchup's just pretty bad for you because you're going to end up dying to the Quill stacks even if he's not focusing you in the fight. Your best case scenario is you manage to kill Egg with this Marcy. That's about it. The split push continues. Blast that logo. Send a message. Silver Edge done. Another item timing hit here on the side of Spirit in a very quiet game for them.
Radiant's bottom
And Ags for the Pangolier.
Well, at least with this build, the Sand King, or excuse me, the Pango is going to start scaling up a bit for you, trying to match the Falcon Strike Horde.
Radiant's bottom tower.
What else is there to go back on in this kind of game?
Yeah.
You gave Falcons all the space in the world. They've gotten all these Roshans. All their cores are scaling. You're going to have to meet them in the late game now. Don't have a choice. Shield Rune.
Thought you were protecting it? Nah, you were saving it for Satanic, apparently. They're going to jump. Okay. I guess Crit didn't notice that the rune disappeared behind him. He got a quick big off there. Laurel still has a BKB with the Rolling Thunder chain stun. Hold up, he's going to take a lot of damage here. Finally gets off the BKB, dealing with the Vessel a little bit, but there's so many heroes chasing him down now. He can't handle the physical damage, perhaps. Another Vessel put onto him, a swashbuckle, a shield crash, a little bit more. Somebody get this man. Maposhka leaps into action and managed to finish him off. Now it's Amar who has to take the 1 versus 4, but he's been broken. He does have an Aegis BKB. They have to play this careful for sure. Amar, he wants a kill out of this somewhere. He's managed to corral in the Pango. Malrine jumped in. They quickly turned to him. Instead, they'll deal with the Bristleback later. Malik is going to die to him. Amar, he dies
They're going to maybe get the wipe. No BKB on this Bristle. I don't think
he's going to get broken, and there's too many stuns. He can't get away.
5-man
team wipe.
What a team fight from Spirit out of nowhere. They picked their moment in this game, and they picked it damn well as Satanic comes alive. He'll claim a bunch of assists, but he definitely did the damage here. And the biggest factor was they were able to chain stun that Alchemist for so long that Skeeter doesn't really get to play the fight aggressively at all. No. And maybe the biggest factor, this Marcy did some work, man. Maposhka, he connected on the backside of the fight. He has BKB. He takes down the Phoenix. There's no Egg Sunray going off in this fight because the Marcy is all over Snaking. And he ends up doing a decent amount of damage to the Alchemist as well. Spirit finding a big opening in this game into an Aegis that looked difficult to fight into. They just kited that Bristle around. And a Courier to boot.
If I can't catch you, kill your Courier. And it had a gem. Did he pick up a gem?
Was that gem off of that Courier? Did he get it from the previous fight? We'll find Rue again. Either way, I think that is the Falcons' gem, so that's a big pickup as well. And all of a sudden, this Marcy is the highest net worth support in the game.
I think, that was a curious situation. Why did the Courier have the gem? It was off the Courier. Did maybe they recover it from the lost team fight?
Yeah, maybe he was trying to deliver it.
He was trying to get it back, yeah.
Either way, it's a nice little pickup here as Spirit have not had a huge amount of consistent map control. And now you have that Daedalus on the Morphling. And you're getting to that Shivas on the Sand King, so some of the late game scaling items coming online for Spirit here.
Yeah, more damage, more anti-regen. This Alchemist, he is not king of this game.
No, he could easily die to this Morphling now. You gotta remember, this is a sidekick Morphling with the Vlad's behind him.
That's true.
Oh, Vlad's on him.
A hero that is better equipped, perhaps, to hard carry the game than the Shadow Fiend of Game 1.
Oh, absolutely. I think Morphling is way better suited to put this game on his back with the help of the other two cores here.
Deal with the ward on the high ground. Falcons not certain if they want to take this fight. It's the first time that it feels like Team Spirit have the advantage. After all, they're down 7K net worth, but it's up against an Alchemist lineup. You would probably say that this net worth, if it wasn't an out game, is probably even or even to the favor of Falcons, right?
Yes, and I think the items on the Morphling count a bit more for the items on the Alchemist right now.
Sure.
Doesn't mean Skeeter can't eventually find some Abyssal or something like that and have huge impact. It's just this Morphling inventory is scary right now with how much damage it can output. Just running straight into
Smoke's
each
going to
other.
break immediately. A Blink Burrow onto Amar. Not the target the Team Spirit wants to go on. They try and retreat a little bit here. Now the Rolling Thunder is going to go towards Skeeter. Skeeter getting himself hit here. Doesn't immediately pop the BKB. Turns it on now and turns around back on a Satanic, who waveforms away. Ooh, got a bash onto Malik, though his Rolling Thunder is going to last just long enough to get him to his own side of the river. He's in a bit of trouble, trying to help out, though. He is decrepified for now. Crit's going to lay into him, though, and they finish him off. And now they catch Ryu for daring to try and help out. A roll-in, though, from Satanic is going to go for the Phoenix. Supernova goes out, though. Satanic, he's trying to deal with the egg. Can he get away? A jump in from Laura with the epicenter going out. They're doing big damage. And Satanic is just rolling through hero after hero. An ultra kill. Who is this guy? The carry of Spirit showing up big time here. And let's see if he can get the Rampage. Amar's got the BKB, though. He is not so easy to bring down anymore. He turns back as the BKB wears thin. We'll see whether or not Satanic goes back to it or Amar with the Invis rune is going to back away.
I think you let that Rampage go undocumented here. As, that Bristle is no joke at the end of that team fight, but what a re-engage here from the young carry of Team Spirit. Just goes in basically 3v5 at the end of that fight, but he knew that the Chemical Rage was wearing out. The BKBs were already committed from Falcons. They had used a lot to take down the Pangolier and the Pugna with the multiple roll-ins. And then he's been stealing this Earth Spirit roll and just getting it in deep. He mans up for the Phoenix. Basically has to kill this Phoenix twice because he takes him now the first time. The egg goes off. He has to kill the egg as well. And once more, this Marcy ends up doing a decent amount of damage with the jump in.
Great killer instinct from the young player. We'll watch this one. I want to see that roll in, waveform, and then roll back out.
He is definitely making some moves in these team fights on a nice edge. And here's the early BKB from Skeeter. So this is what eventually allows him to re-engage with some confidence because this Alchemical Rage is wearing out. The BKB's gone. Sure. They do take down Malik. He gets kicked away, though. It's a little awkward.
And the Decrepified draws things out a little bit as well.
Wasting time. And
but here it is.
Boom, makes his mark. This doesn't even go that well for him since that egg goes off. But Spirit are like, all right, we're in, we're going in, boys, and just jump in there.
And then waveforms, blows up Crit and Skeeter at the same time.
Just
then rolls back into the fight again.
Absolutely
Sick
beautiful
stuff.
Get some crits along the way, and now you're going to be a level 25 Morphling. And look who's taking Roshan for the first time in this series.
Yeah, I think it's the first time. We've seen a lot of Roshas die. This will be the first one for Spirit.
Yeah, he's level 25 on this Morphling with a Scotty now. You can just fill that Vlad slot with this Aegis if you want to. Really nice curve out on the item chart for Satanic as he is the beast of this game right now.
And of course, Falcons, they do this sort of thing where they set up, despite the fact you have the Aegis. Oh, a Burrow Strike on it too. A good setup, but Maureen actually got off his BKB. He's okay for now. Malik's going to try and chase. He's stalling up Mar for now. Satanic, okay, got a Basher, got a Abyssal Blade as well. He managed to get back there, keeping the Aegis intact for now. But what about the rest of the team? Doesn't matter if you have a second life in the Morphling if everybody else dies.
Gotta get out now if you're Spirit. You cannot take this fight, and they will escape with everybody else still. Another 2 kills going the way of Falcons. Amp damage on Maureen helped them deal the deeps here as it's Earth Spirit all the way around. And some nice blink stuns to really shut down this Morphling. Skeeter found his mark.
He did indeed. Maureen is about to finish up an Aghanim Scepter. What do you think you're doing with this Aghanims? What is the most effective usage of it? Are you going to turn the Morphling into stone, kick him out of the fight, or are you trying to save an ally?
It goes both ways in this game for sure. If Spirit can lock an Alchemist or a Bristle down and you can save him with the stone form, it's super good. If you can isolate a core target out of Spirit's lineup and kick him into yours, they're going to get Abyssal Chain Stun.
Sure.
I think it can work both ways absolutely in this game. Right now, though, you still have this Aegis on the Morphling. You did not lose it there. So you should still have some confidence as Spirit to make some aggressive plays and look for the fight as the Tier 4 neutrals are going to come out and a Feather for the Morphling. So add some evasion to the pile of things Falcons have to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they got so many different things going their way in that last team fight where they got the bash off the Alchemist and then chain it up with the Abyssal.
I'm not going to lie, though. I feel like ditching the Vlads feels a little sad here.
It does.
You don't have the lifesteal anymore, and this lifesteal counts for a lot on this hero. You do have the sidekick. So that's something.
And he'll slot it back in for the next life, I assume.
Well, he's going to build Satanic himself. Just get the better lifesteal item. Let someone else build the Vlads. Yo, Maposhka, get on that now, man. That Abyssal did come out for Skeeter. We saw how strong it can be. Especially if you catch that morphing. I think he was morphing down at some point in that whole skirmish as well.
This is about the time where you start thinking about, or in many games, he would start thinking about, okay, what Aghanims do I buy for my team?
For sure.
But his two other cores bought Ags for themselves, so...
Oh, you refund that. This is a Falcons game. You're going ultra late. Start refunding that gold. 5-man group up. They want to make the jump.
Skeeter starts the unstable concoction. They're going to try and blow up Satanic, take away that Aegis, which they will, no problem. Ryu is also dead here. This Morphling is going to come back in. Immediately pops BKB. Starts doing some damage back onto Skeeter. Skeeter's not sure if he can take the team fight or not. Satanic. He starts making his way away. Silver Edge. And they're going to catch him with the unstable concoction and boom up. Oh, the jump in from low comes in too late. It's a big epicenter hit. But without the Morphling, he cannot finish off any of these heroes. Nice TP away. Malik doesn't have the same luxury, though.
Skeeter God finds 2 jumps on this Morphling, and both of them are very good for Falcons as they can just chain stun this Morph up after that. No DPS going out. The brief BKB duration lets Satanic fight back, but it's not enough to threaten Skeeter. He's able to walk it off, and then you're in way more trouble than he is.
And also somehow Amar manages to kill the Pugna at the same time as they're killing the Morphling. Which I'm not even sure how that happens with...
Ooh, can't TP here. Where's that Abyssal?
He's just going to try and run far enough away that he can blink. Dead shot doesn't land. The blink is up.
There's another wave mid, though.
Radiant's
Did not cut it completely, which means Falcons can go high ground, and
now
there
it's
is
under
no
the
buyback.
banner. 40 seconds. One lane seems very likely for Falcons.
Oh, 100%.
How much more can they take off of this in this window of time?
Not going to go throne, so they're going to play it safe.
Yeah, against the Decrepify, slowing down their damage. Probably not worth the risk.
Radiant's middle barracks.
But maybe 2 lanes. See,
lane.
another 15 seconds left. No glyph this time around. Kick in onto Skeeter.
I don't know if that's the play. Okay. Testing it out.
Does work.
They're just going to back up. I mean, there's no reason to take a bad fight for a second lane that's irrelevant in the game.
Sure.
So Ags was taken by that Sand King. You have to keep that in mind as he goes into that Daedalus build. This Sand King could start doing a lot more damage in the fight if you can get some good procs, good crits. And so far, Spirit have not put Laurel on the front line. So you really do have to look for him to clean up the fight if it's Satanic taking the brunt of the jumps from the Alchemist and the Earth Spirit, which has been the case. It almost begs the question, do you need a refresher on this Morphling for a second BKB just so you can play the longer fight? Because the disables are starting to come out from Falcons, and hexes are quite good in this game. You just go in, you stun a target, you hex him, you commit all your BKBs on your cores. You're going to all in that guy. This Decrep save is not enough to guarantee you get out. Basher for the Pango. I mean, that's probably as good as it's going to get for Malik in this game, to be honest. Sure. I don't think he's going to propose too much of a scaling threat past rolling in, bashing some heroes during the BKB duration, though that can be very, very high impact.
Certainly, especially since, I mean, as an Alchemist, right, you've got a limited time to get a lot of things done there.
Both carries have a limited window. I think Skeeter's is a little larger just because he has that regen running. He has 2 other beefy cores that are going with him.
Yeah, why do you feel like the Morphling has a limited window in team fights?
He's up against 3 melee strength cores with multiple stun interactions. They all have a disable now. Your BKB runs out, you're either going to get hexed, you're going to get rolled on, you're going to get abyssaled, you're going to get Alk stunned, something's going to hit you, and then all of a sudden you're not dealing damage. It puts a lot of pressure on the Sand King to start dealing something back in the Falcons where there's just no threat in the fight.
Yeah, and you don't have like a hard save that allows you to reset, right? You've got Decrepify, but you're still going to get chain stunned.
And the problem is, even if you're Decrepify, you're not dealing damage. At some point, this Morphling has to be able to sit there and hit heroes.
Well, Laurel gets a really big upgrade, 10 epicenter pulses as he hits level 25.
That's a nice one.
And he does have an Aghanim Scepter as well. Question is that ever going to be enough when you're dealing with these, as you said, 3 tanky strength cores on the enemy team?
And late game Earth Spirit's no joke in itself. That refresher on Maureen. Ooh, that is a lot to get through here. Double magnetized, double Shivas.
Double saves, potentially, even if Satanic. You said he's got a limited window, but he pops BKB, whoever he goes on. If they get stoned...
Yeah, Falcons can just kite and reset that fight.
Look at this bait.
Spirit need to find a way to get an opening that allows this Morphling to go to work early on in the fight and gain an advantage. That would be the dream situation. When they had that Aegis, it did it a little bit. So you could look towards that next Roshan. Not guaranteed, though.
Yeah.
Especially if Satanic buys out for a Satanic, then you might not have buybacks available on these big heroes on the side of Team Spirit. And an Ags was pooled. In fact, 2 Ags have been pooled in this game. One to the Bristle and one to the Earth Spirit. I think he refunded both already, which also frees up that slot. So a lot of extra net worth on these 2 bad boys, as that Bristle is absolutely massive now.
He's huge.
A little casual plus 540 damage on the 12 Warpath stacks.
Yeah, dude, that team
reasonable.
red is really going to start hitting hard.
Very reasonable.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower.
He's thinking about Broach. I think just to kill through the Decrep, if it eventually goes that way. And yeah, Refresher. So Satanic, he's debating between that Satanic and Refresher. I actually lean towards the Refresher because I just think you need double BKB to play these fights.
Sure.
Also shouldn't underestimate the waveform through with the talents and the Daedalus crit.
Yeah.
Refreshing that just can go absolutely ham.
There's a really interesting situation here. A smoke up that could run into Falcons, but Maureen is also...
Poshka has some crazy sense right now.
He's trying to make his way. The
But
smoke actually breaks. They know he's somewhere around here. The Shiva's going to spot him.
The dream.
Can they chain stun him up here? Oh, he is dead already.
Gem on the ground.
Gem on the ground and a 5 versus 4. But it is on
Does he have buy?
Falcons outpost, and they do have buy.
Yeah,
he does have buy. So Falcons are still willing to take this fight if they see an opportunity here. Is Spirit going to give it to them?
I mean, that's a dream scenario for their lineup. You're not going to get another one of those. So you have to take advantage of it right now. You have to find something, either Roshan.
But Roshan isn't up, and the top lane is pushing into you with double siege wagons right now. Skeeter's going to force you to come back.
Yeah, they're trying to outmaneuver him right now.
Does Spirit say, we don't care about that lane?
Well, they're going to TP back. You can take the fight, though. Earth Spirit can't get here.
Satanic, he's going to go out first. Laurel trying to chase after him.
Couldn't land the stun from the Sand King.
Yep. And they still have... Rue did cancel his TP, so he's still behind them. Very awkward.
You can tip Satanic all you want, but if that Sand King stun lands, I think you're dead. And you have to remember, they don't want to force this Earth Spirit to buy back before...
Instant sight. A big kill. Malik in trouble, but so the Decrepify's not going to be enough of a save, but Amar almost dies at the same time. The Magic going to force half away. He's staying up, but there's BKB. His Aghanim Scepter. He's going back in like a madman with his Bloodstone activated. Satanic trying to deal with the Alchemist right now. He's down to half HP. A Pro Strike put onto him, but an interception from Maureen. It's the rolling. A refresh on the other side. Decrepify buying Satanic a little bit of time. He sees Amar. He's so damn low, but Amar, he will not die. Satanic is the one to fall instead.
This Bristleback dancing around him. And there's an image in that fight that will stay in your mind. It's 3 cores on 1 as Falcons, they're just too damn tanky. There's Sunrays going through everybody. Bloodstone you have to deal with. 4,600 HP on this bristleback. The Ags have been pulled to heroes. It's just so much HP for Spirit to cut through, and your window to do it is so limited.
Yeah.
That's going to be another Ag Scepter to the Muerta now. You get the parting shot on all of this. Another spell to just ruin this Morphling's day. That is a fight that almost goes Spirit's way if they can finish off some of these initial cores.
They set it up.
Losing Malik is just awful at the start for them.
Yeah. And he doesn't have buyback either, so the rest of this fight, no matter how much Laurel does with the epicenter or how close Satanic comes to being able to kill multiple heroes,
none of it matters.
None of it matters.
I mean, Poshka even almost solo killed that Phoenix. He took him out of the fight, so the Sunrays weren't going into the Morphling here. Still not enough. They need more, and the buybacks are going to be forced. That Morphling still down for 30 seconds. You want to defend the Megas here.
Yeah, Falcons see if they could force one more buyback out of Team Spirit and put them on that knife's edge where even a single death could be the end of the game.
You have to hold the Morphling buyback at this point. He's going to expend the Glyph, maybe. Glyph to save the Megas? Do you want to save the Glyph as well?
A single range barracks. Okay, they have the Glyph and they have the Morphling backup, but they're left with a single building before Mega Creeps.
Satanic to the front line. Parting shot.
There's that parting shot.
I mean, for the purposes of this game, it's basically just a straight-up stun.
Yeah.
I don't think this Morphling's going to do any crazy spell casting from inside a parting shot. So it's just a, 4 seconds or something? It lasts a long time. Not a spell we see often, but one that is incredibly annoying for enemy carries. Yeah, 4 seconds.
So of course, the body does have damage reduction to keep it from being too overpowered.
Right, but the thing is, it's... Again, every second in the fight that the Morphling's not hitting somebody, I feel Falcons are winning that fight.
Right, yeah.
And a third Ags was pulled here to... Did he refund the Mortas? I guess so.
Huh. Yeah, he's got to start giving away just for the... even if you've got the Ags from somewhere else, he wants that...
Yeah.
That Aghanim's buff for himself.
And it is a lot of gold to that player, so all of a sudden crit is ginormous because he gets the full refund off the blessing that he didn't have to buy.
Yeah, he is almost tied up with the Alchemist. This is another carry you're now contending with. Satanic was already having a hard enough time in this sort of like 1 versus 5 that Spirit keep on putting him in this situation to hard carry the game, but all of Falcons scale up, man.
Look at this Muerta all of a sudden out of nowhere is just another carry in this game. Thought it was a tri-core. It's a quad core, by the way. And what do Spirit get for their woes? They get a refresher on the Morphling. Pretty necessary in this game. And that divine buildup for the Sand King that he's thinking about, he's just so far away because his buyback got forced. Falcons looking to put a cork in this one, end it 2-0 right now with this push.
Amar leads the way. He's going to take your Megas, unless you can somehow respond to him. He gets pulled back into safety here, and the roll in from Malik. The fight continues on to Amar, who's got his Bloodstone going in. Can they actually commit and finish him off? They can. Okay, that was enough damage. Now Satanic is turning that into Maureen. That's 2 dead. That's going to be the Aegis, though. Skater's down to half HP. Hits the Abyssal on to Satanic. On top of refresh, and he's got to wait for him to get a kill. He easily gets them. Triple kill so far for Satanic. Back into play, though,
Crit
against
going
Crit.
ham.
Crit is doing big damage. You got to remember, this is a magic damage healing hero, and poor Satanic couldn't deal with that big burst. He goes for the buyback now, but apparently they don't need everybody on the side of Falcons to be able to deal with the Satanic Morphling. It is a Crit Muerta who ends the game with an ultra kill.
The Snake King will steal that rampage. He will have words for him later, but Crit showing up in style off the Ags from